Afternoon and welcome to Basement Chronicles Live, where we're talking today about mastering your routine. My name is Lisa Dublin and I'm late. Well, here's the thing. Speak with Confidence, cohort 6. We meet on a Sunday and we're kind of winding down, so it kind of ran over, it kind of ran over today. So just things had to be backed up. But I'm here and hoping to give you some tips on how to master your routine. How's your Sunday going? What are you doing? I think, I'm not sure, but it might have been my last Speak with Confidence. Let's see how that goes because I'm really transitioning into life coaching in a big way. Now, speaking is connected with coaching, is connected with living your life, because for you to come out here and to speak on any platform, let me just go there first. You kind of have to have thought out certain things in your life, especially if you're talking about like foundational things like I do a lot. You kind of have to put in the work on your own self. So I've always found that working with speakers, there's always that element of um, life coaching that comes in, and that is part of my program, where once a week we meet one on one, even though we're talking about speaking. While you're practicing during the week and attending the classes, certain things pop up and we deal with those things privately in our private sessions, so that when you come out to speak you would have already dealt with certain things, and those people make the best speakers. Okay, it's not the perfect people, it's the people who know they're kind of messed up and have taken the time and are taking the time to deal with this stuff. But anywho, if you are interested in life coaching or even speaking coaching, you can go to my website. There it is on the bottom of your screen, lisamdublin.com, and set up a free consultation about what coaching can potentially do for you if you're interested in pursuing coaching. But anyway, today, this is Basement Chronicles Live. And let me take this off the screen and then put this one. Please like and share this video. Call a friend, tell them that I'm on for the next little while we talk about mastering your routine. Can I ask you a question? Do you have it all figured out? Like, has your day gone the way that you wanted to? You've woken up when you wanted to, you've done exactly what you wanted to, and now you're here on your couch or at your computer enjoying Basement Chronicles 15 and very angry that I'm 15 minutes late. I apologize. Okay. I'm hoping to make it up to you. But is your routine on a daily basis going as you want it to go? Are you incorporating into your routine the foundational things that you want to keep on doing or do every day? Last week's Basement Chronicles, I spoke about what were your non negotiables. What are those things that you need to do every single day or every single week to maintain yourself, maintain your lifestyle, maintain your state of mind, state of heart, relationships, your financial situation? What are those things that you must do for maintenance and for progression as well? That's also important. They say that the secret to our success is in our routine, and I would like to agree. When I look at my life, the places that I've had the most success, I've also had the best routines for. And that's what I want to talk about today. How do you incorporate into your life the things that would make you better, that you want to do on a daily basis, even when life is so busy? Okay? Life is just busy. There just does not seem to be enough time. You move from maybe home to work, back home again, you're tired, you go to bed, then there are the kids, there's the relationship, there's the friends, there the parents, all sorts of things take at our consciousness. What then is the benefit, and how do I go about doing a routine? So I want to call the points that I get a pen and paper, please, because you'll be writing. And I want to call and a special good afternoon to my friends, my diamonds in the To All the Girls Success Club. If you are in the club, you should have been there yesterday morning. Okay, on a Saturday morning, I go live only in the To All the Girls Success Club. Let me just put that up right there. Don't forget to invite a friend. And we talk about matters of the heart, matters of faith. And yesterday was particularly, I think, powerful, if I may say so myself, and also from what people wrote and texted me after, just in terms of this whole process of faith and how to implement a strategy of faith to move from wanting something to actually getting it. It is possible, it's a process, it's a system, it's a strategy. You want to learn how? Join the To All the Girls Success Club. Find yourself on Facebook, find the club, send a request to join, and answer the questions, please. Many people are not answering the questions, and I will let you in so you can join me next week Saturday at 4 a.m. MST. I live in Canada, Mountain Standard Time, that one, and so we can have a good time. Okay, but for today, I want to begin with what I call 1+3. I'm going to give you 3 ways to master your routine. But before I do that, the one that I'm talking about is to give you is to ask a foundational question. Are you ready? I want you to first of all think about what you'd like to incorporate into your routine. I want to give certain examples today that perhaps are easy. So in a way, I'm cheating, but they are very common as well. People want to drink more water. Who wants to drink more water? Who's not drinking enough water on a daily basis and wants to incorporate that as part of their routine, right? Who would that be? Well, people want to work out regularly. I know that's always a big one, especially for the 40 plus women my age, 40 plus, almost 50, thereabouts. You want to incorporate exercise, working out as a daily thing, as a normal thing into your routine, but you just can't seem to find the time, are not motivated, don't even know where to begin, all sorts of things like that. It could be other simple things like maybe you've left school a long time and you are now wanting to start reading again, start to stimulate your mind and not just go to work, come back, take care of the kids, but you want to do those things that give you interest and make your life even more meaningful. How do you go about building a routine around those wants, desires, etc.? Okay, so we're going to use drinking water, working out, and also perhaps developing a reading habit or a study habit. Perhaps you are studying for a certification. I know that's a huge one, but can't seem to find the time. So the first and the foundational question is this: what would having this routine mean for you? What would incorporating this thing that you want, this practice, and making it part of your routine, what would it mean for you? You guys, as a life coach, I always begin with your mind. You know why? Because your success and your failure is up here. It starts in your mind. And if you're here listening, please say hi. Let me see you in the chat so I can put your highs and your questions and your comments up. I'd love that. Let's have a conversation. That's what a live is about, as opposed to a recorded video. It's really about the interaction and the good vibes that are created within the live. So if you are here, say hi. But here's my clarifying and foundational question. What would it mean for you? What would it mean for you to have incorporated into your routine a workout habit, something that you do automatically, something that you do? Maybe you get up, you say your devotionals, you read your Bible, and then you take half an hour to exercise, and you do that every single day. What would that mean for you? Would the results of that be what you're going after? That you will have more energy? You will definitely lose weight if that's what you're after, and you incorporate other things like diet and drinking water into your whole routine. Could it mean also that you'd feel better because exercise has been proven to increase, your mental health and help you to feel better? What would it mean for you? Stay there for a minute, savor it. If it is that you're wanting to develop even a drinking the water habit, what would that mean for you? That means perhaps you would not feel as hungry and be able to control your appetite a lot more. It could mean that your skin might be clearer. I know when I drink a lot of water, it literally shows on my skin. Right? It's you can literally, like, I don't know, it's your skin is just clearer, and it's more supple when you drink a lot of water. It flushes out toxins. There are all sorts of advantages that you can research if you don't know them about that little part, that practice that you want to make a routine drinking water. So what is it for you? Hey Betty, hi, how you doing? So people inside the To All the Good Success Club, thank you for being here, and on Facebook and on LinkedIn and on YouTube as well. I'm still trying to figure out Instagram, you guys. Oh my goodness. Anyway, we'll get there. So that's the first thing. If you're struggling with something that you want to make a routine, you want to make something that you do daily, weekly, whatever, spend some time trying to figure out, hey, Violet, how are you? Spend some time trying to figure out why you want this. What will it mean for you, right? So that's the first thing. And, think of the benefits. Imagine and envision life when that routine takes root and it's something that becomes a habit, which is automatic. You don't have to think about it. Nobody has to tell you when you wake up, perhaps go brush your teeth. It's something that you've done over the years and it has become a habit. It's moved, it's part of what you do all the time, every day, whole day. Remember those examples because we're going to use them when we come to the points about how to build that routine. Okay, that's very important. So, what would it mean for you if I could read every single day or study consistently 1 hour every day until from now until the end of summer? I can take the certification exam in September and pass it. What would that mean for me? I'd have that qualification. I can perhaps apply for a different job and maybe make more money, be in a different environment, pursue my dreams. That's how you start the process. You don't start by, oh, I need to exercise, get up, buy shoes, and go. No, no, that won't work. You know why? Because when the going gets tough, and it's hard to get up because it's snowing outside or raining outside or it's cold or you want to cuddle up next to your significant other and you don't want to get up, what's going to keep you getting up and pursuing the routine is the deeper motivation which you took the time to do in the first place. So start there, my sister, my brother, whoever's watching right now. If you wanting to build a new routine and to incorporate a practice into your daily life, start with what it's going to do for you. Start with the benefits. Imagine life after you have mastered that routine. That's where you start. That's the trick. There have been times when perhaps like I post a lot of my workout videos and so on, and almost like on a regular basis a friend or acquaintance, who's not really working out will be inspired in the moment and reach out to me and be like, hey, I want to start running like you. What do I do? And my question back to that person is, oh, that's cool. Why do you want to do that? Why? Like, if you don't have a reason, it's not going to last. You know what happens? My motivation for like running, even getting up early, because I'm an early riser. I'm not saying everybody has to be, but I do get a lot more done when I wake up early. My motivation is a couple things. Like there's a verse in the Bible that says, a little sleep, a little slumber, a little laying of the hands or the head to rest, and poverty will come upon you like a thief or something of the sort. Now that's if that is not enough motivation to get up and get going and study and put out my posts and do what I'm supposed to, I'm not sure what is, right? You have to find the motivation. And sometimes it's very difficult to get out of bed. And then I'll be like, do not love sleep or you will grow poor. Stay awake and you will have food to spare. That's another verse in the Bible that definitely is motivation for me to do a lot of what I do. And in terms of exercise, number one, I mean, the benefits are tangible and almost immediate in terms of feeling better about myself, being in a better state of mind, knowing that I've taken care of myself before even everybody wakes up, that brings me a lot of joy and confidence so that by the time the rest of the family wakes up, I'm ready to give because I've taken care of myself. So dig deep, my friends, to find your motivation. So that's a foundational question. Why do you want it? What will it mean to you? These things are connected. Once you have taken the time, and then you could take from anywhere from a couple hours to doing it every single day to doing stuff like putting physical manifestations up on your mirror, in your car, on your phone. You can put a screensaver of a slimmer you. Put up the motivation somewhere so you're always savoring it instead of scrolling. Hey Carissa, how are you doing? Instead of like scrolling or mindlessly watching TV, and I'm not knocking that at all, right? You are literally creating your future by savoring it, by taking in the appropriate pictures and the appropriate motivation. Once you settle that and you've harped on a motivation that's deep enough, let's get to work. Let me give you 3 points, 3 action points right now. So, the first thing, let's say you're wanting to drink more water or you're wanting to work out consistently. These, as I said, are easy parts, routines that you want to incorporate. They're good for you. I can't imagine anybody not wanting to do this, right? You have to be real bad mind for you not to do that. Like, why? Why don't you want to exercise? Okay, so here's the first thing that you do: find the time to do it. Find the time in your routine to exercise. Some people right now, the minute that I say that, they're like, forget it, there's no time. So, my second question to you is this: what are you willing to give up for you to accomplish that routine and to make it part of what you do? You might have to give up something because perhaps the reason you aren't doing it, you're not working out, for example, or maybe even drinking water, which is on a different level. It might be because you can't find the time. So, human, it means for you to work out consistently, you would have to find the time and you would have to give up something. So my question to you, and we're still on point number one, action point number one, which is to find the time. The cousin attached to that point is, what are you willing to give up? So let's say, for example, I'm wanting to work out, and my days, I wake up at 6 o'clock, and by 9 o'clock, I'm exhausted and I just fall into bed. I have a shower and I go to bed. What might that mean? A couple things, and I'll give you a bit of my story. You might need to wake up earlier. That might be the time. And how do you get off the bed? By remembering why you want to do it in the first place. Okay. You might need to say to yourself, set the alarm, go to bed earlier, do whatever you have to do so that you can get that extra half hour in the morning or in the evening, right? For you to do the exercise, for you to find time to work out. Where are you going to put it? That's one thing I always say. Like, when I know that I'm serious about a goal, is when I have literally taken the time to map out in my mind where it's going to happen in my life. And if you just check yourself right now, those goals that have been sitting in your mind, on the shelf of your mind since January, did you ever find the time to do them? Perhaps part of the reason you have not is because you haven't accomplished those goals, is because you haven't found the time. If you're serious about something, you will find the time. So that's the first thing. So I ask you the question now: what are you willing to give up? What exercise, what habit, what practice, what leisure time, what are you willing to give up so that you can build that new routine and find the time to do that new thing? Until you do that, it's not going to be done. And that, unfortunately, is the truth. So, point number one: when you want to master your routine and build something new into it, is to find the time. Attached to that point is, if you don't find the time, if you don't have the time, to ask yourself the question: what am I willing to give up to make it happen? Okay, everybody, that's the first one. The second point is this: protect that time. Why is it when you're about to do something significant and important is when all hell breaks loose? All calls come in. mm, That is the time that people have crises that they never had before. That is the time, perhaps, if you set your alarm to wake up early and you have young children, oh, they will wake up with you. Yeah, I've been there. They will definitely wake up with you, and you're like, oh, mommy, I need a bottle. Mommy, what? I woke up to work out. But you have to protect that time. I'm not saying ignore um, emergencies, or don't, just be heartless about it or ruthless. Sometimes you have to be ruthless. Sometimes I power through a run. I don't care what's happening. I'm not gonna finish this. Okay, but it depends on what your situation is, and what family is around you, whatever. Protect that time. Sometimes it just pays to do it before you, and not tell anybody that you're doing it. Sometimes, on the other hand, it also is important to enlist the help of other family members to carve out the time, perhaps to work out, get them to mind the kids, or do it at a time when, okay, for that half hour, let the children watch television so you can work out. But find the time, protect that time. Protect it means, if I've said that I'm going to be working out at that time, don't let anything else get in the way. Calls come, you don't have to pick up the calls if they're not urgent. You don't have to answer every text. I'm pretty big on that one, because it takes up a lot of time on phones and chatting with people and all of that. You kind of have to curate and decide, when are my non-negotiable times for me, when I'm not going to be answering everybody who comes through. No, like, just don't. So do what you have to. I've said this before, like, one way to protect that time is take out the red receipts on your phone, on the texts, on the WhatsApp, and so on, so that um, people don't see if you've read the text or not. Most likely you would not have, because you're busy. But let's say you have and you intend to respond later, that person is not hanging, seeing that you've read and waiting for an answer. So what I do, I've had to sacrifice not knowing if other people have read my texts, by privileging that I don't need to know, if they don't need to know if I have read theirs, because it protects my time. So, number one would be find the time. Number two would be protect that time. Number three, and I've seen this happen, and it always pains me when someone wants to start something new. I want to start reading. I want to start working out. I'm going to work out 3 times a week. I got my shoes. I got the gym membership. Oh, let's go. Start small. You don't go from not working out at all for years to working out 3 days a week. And says being able to, yes, you might start, but there's nothing undergirding it. I feel like routines are built step by step, brick on brick. You know how the Bible says, line on line, precept on precept? I think that's what it is. And at every step, there's thinking that goes into it, adjusting that goes into it, making room in your life for that new habit and that new piece of the puzzle, until it becomes just something automatic, which is a habit. I'm kind of mixing up the two, but a routine can become a habit. A routine is like a couple of habits together, but it's just that when you say habit, there's that understanding that it's something that is almost automatic, that you don't have to think about. Okay, that is one distinction, I think. Oh, if you go check it out for yourself. And so start small. This is point number three, right? Find the time, protect the time, start small. If I'm starting to build help somebody to build and maybe an exercise routine or so, I would be like, okay, you want to work your way up to 3 days a week. Let us start with one or two. Let's start with one. Let's get Let's get the satisfaction of over a couple of weeks, maybe 4 weeks at a time. Let's consistently do one workout per week. How does it feel? How is it fitting into your life? Are you seeing the ways that you can make adjustments, even to make more of it happen? But don't go with a deluge of dropping 3 days, 1 hour each on your routine when there was nothing there before. It will become almost untenable and unsustainable because it's not built up the way that it's supposed to be. So start small. Don't go all hot and sweaty. My Trinidadian friends have something that they say that you boil up and you boil down like bhaji. You don't want to do that, okay? You want to be the person who, when you start to run, perhaps you want to build a running habit, a running schedule, 1 mile. Then you put 10% on it. That's the philosophy for building a long distance running routine. 10% at you increase by 10%, and that's always good enough. So it's always going to be a dance and a tug of war between wanting to go forward while you're accomplishing something from the back end. So I do 1 mile at a time, and I can do that consistently 3 times a week, perhaps. Then the next week, I'm going to add perhaps a point 0.5 on that, 1.5, and I go on like that. But start small and celebrate the small wins, celebrate the small steps that you take. What happens is, and I've realized a lot of life is like that, life is like making room. Does that happen? Do you find that as you get older, that there's always going to be room for stuff, there's always going to be space for doing new things, but it's almost like you have to start small, incorporate it into that wave of life, get accustomed to that, then add more, get accustomed to that, build on that, and move forward. So I'm saying to you, don't start big, don't start hot and sweaty, don't go and get, oh, the gym membership, the new shoes. When I started the gym, honestly, I had my little Walmart clothes, and I was just trying something. I didn't have any, like, the dry fit, or the workout clothes. That I just started with what I had because I didn't know where this was going. And what happened is, as I went along, it became necessary to get proper everything, attire, especially footwear for the running, because I have a bunion that bothers me. No, oh my goodness, right? And to move up with that. But start where you are. Don't let the need drive you getting all of the paraphernalia. That's like people wanting to start a business. No, nothing wrong with Walmart gear, except that I could never find, like, I'm tall, I'm 5'9", Violet, and I could never find especially the longer things to fit me. So I didn't really care. I just started, right? So, for example, you start a business. You don't start your business with a website. What are you putting on the website? You know how many people have made a lot of money and don't even have a website? Oh my goodness. Start with what the value that you're going to offer. Get on a live and start to tell people what you can do and how you can help them. Start to give value. And then naturally, people will get interested and be like, oh, do you have a website? At that point, then you need to be able to start to think, but don't go incurring those expenses when you want to start a routine. It never works that way. It has to be organic. And I hope I'm making sense here, right? I feel like I don't have the words. I just have the experience of starting small, starting basic, starting foundational, and seeing how deeply and how high you can go because the foundation is strong. Okay, I hope that makes sense. By the way, talking of website, please go check out my website, www.lisamdublin.com. And you guys, the last point is this: adjust and measure. I've had this what you call it. I've had this conversation a lot with people who are wanting to do stuff like lose weight and be like, I don't really care about the scale. I just go on how my clothes fit me and so on. Once you can try on said clothes every day, so you can measure, you can see, adjust as you go along. What might work in 1 week might not work in the next week. So you have to be careful and you have to go along with the process. So it's almost like I believe all of life is now about slowing down. There's this thing that they're calling the soft life. Have you guys heard about it? And the soft life is not just about luxury, about not wanting to hustle economically. It's also about a way of life that tempers down the pressure and the stress and making the decision not to live um, with high strung hustle mentality where people are concerned to remove yourself from situations that don't bring you peace. All of these things are included. So don't turn up your nose at the saying or the phrase the soft life. It's not about being soft. It's not about having a lot of money. It's also about choosing peace and choosing calm, and I think simplifying life in a way that you don't have to be rushing all the time. Like, honestly, I got so convicted the other day because I was driving behind somebody, some rude person who they sent for me, who had on his or her bumper, sounds like a woman. Yeah. On the bumper, it was like something about, why are you so close to me? If you knew you wanted to get there, you should have left earlier. Oh my gosh. If you knew you wanted to rush, you didn't want to rush, you should have left earlier. And that convicted me because I literally was rushing somewhere. And that is what this soft life talks about in terms of leaving with enough time, to get where you have to do and choosing a simplified life that's powerful and perhaps lucrative enough that you don't have to be doing all of these things at the same time. It's a wonderful concept. I think I also think of the Danish concept of hygge, of, I forgot, HYGGE or something. That kind of cozy, comfy, these things I think all go together. What is so fascinating about this concept of the soft life, and I'm going to end now, is that it was started by Nigerian influencers who were like, no, I'm not going to hustle anymore. I don't care. No, I want peace. I want to do one thing. I don't want the hustle anymore. And it has just picked up. It's just this new concept of the soft life. So go check it out. But I hope this has been helpful to you in terms of mastering your routine. Let's just recap. So I came and I spoke about 1 plus 3, one foundational clarifying question, and well, not three, actually 4 points. 1 plus 4. The foundational point was, why do you want to master your routine? Why is this important to you? What would it mean for you if you have this? And I'm saying to you, spend some time. If you want to do anything new and incorporate this as a life skill, life practice, spend the time to understand what your motivation is and to find it in the first place. Because when it gets hard and you have to make the choice between perhaps going out with friends and sticking to the half hour that you gave yourself to read, you would have to know what the benefits of spending that time would be as opposed to going out with friends for you to consistently do it. And those points that I pointed to were: find the time, protect the time, start small, and lastly, adjust and measure. Okay, folks, so check me out, lisamdublin.com. There on my website, you can also set up a consultation if you're interested in life coaching. I would recommend it as a way to kind of get yourself back on track, to get unstuck, which is my signature program is called How to Get Unstuck. And I help you to kind of figure out the mindset. There it is. Let me just show it right there. How to Get Unstuck, Total Transformation. Let me take out my thing on there so you can see it. Total Transformation Coaching Program. So get with me and let me help you. I'm not just fun. I get you results. Okay, that's important as well. All right, folks, have a wonderful day, and I'll be on tomorrow morning at 4 a.m. MST. Why do I get up? Because I'm like, I need to kind of do this. This is important. The motivation is deep enough that I'll get up and be with you. So yeah, join me tomorrow, 4 a.m. Mountain Standard Time. I don't need to know what your time is. Go and Google it. So if you're Eastern Standard Time or in the Caribbean, that would be 6 a.m. I'll be on here. And then after that, you can join me in the club, the To All the Girls Success Club. I don't have that graphic up, do I? No, I don't. But you can go into onto Facebook and send a request to be in the club. I'll let you in and we can have a good time. So Violet says she has some herself. I sure hope you do. Sorry if I didn't see all the comments. Kind of going through a third party that is going through all the platforms, so I don't see everybody, but I sure will go in and respond to your comments. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you tomorrow.